All right, everybody. Some of the feedback we got yesterday is that people are frustrated that we're not keeping to schedule. I'm guessing whoever wrote that is in this room and actually keeping to schedule yourself. And of course, one of the reasons we're not keeping to schedule is the group isn't keeping on schedule. So we'll try to be better about starting on time. But we do have some other announcements related to the feedback. We're making a few other changes, but I just want to wait till everybody's here. So that message gets to everyone. We'll probably save those messages for the break, depending on how many people walk in right now. Oh, okay, we got okay. You do it now, Matt? Sure. Okay, I think we got a core now. Okay, so a few things. Thanks for your feedback. We're really reading it closely and trying to adapt in real time to all the good feedback. I was just, for those of you who are coming in late, one of the complaints is that we're not keeping to schedule. So that's kind of on all of us to show up on time if we're going to keep the schedule. So please do show up at 9. We're trying to pack so much in that if people are late, we're going to get way behind. And I think we're going to be late to lunch today because we're starting 15 minutes late, but also because we have so much to fit in. Second thing, we want to give you all more time to interact with the speakers in a kind of one-on-one setting, because we know that the dining hall is too loud, and if you're in groups of 3 especially, only the person next to the speaker can hear the person. So we've asked the future speakers if they're willing to meet with folks one-on-one, and they're going to have something, I guess you'd call it like office hours. I think Matt's sending around a link to a Google Doc now with a list of the names of the remaining speakers, and if you want to sign up with a spot of time to speak with them, you're very welcome to. We have our remaining speakers are Brandon tonight, though I don't think we have time to meet with him. Sandra Gonzalez Bayan tomorrow, and then Marcus Mobius on Friday. But he's having a family emergency. We're not sure that he's going to make it. Winter Mason on Wednesday, and then Deborah Estrin on Thursday. Another big picture.
The only link we're sending around is to sign up with Sandra. For the others, we have to figure out.
Sorry. Okay, cool. Second big picture thing. We have a tremendous amount of knowledge in this room, and a lot of people have expressed a willingness or even eagerness to share either their own research, some skill they have, or just something short that they want to share with the group. And we want to gauge how many people might want to do that so that we can try to build it into kind of working lectures or working lunches going forward. So Taylor, I think, is circulating a Google Doc on Slack. This is really anything you want to talk about. We're just going to keep them short to about 10 minutes. If you wanted to, for example, organize a longer tutorial on screen scraping amongst yourselves, we're certainly we're not going to stop you, but we want to keep them short just because we expect there's going to be a lot of people who are interested. There's absolutely no expectation that you present anything. This is just a purely elective thing. Like for example, today we're not going to cover word to vec, which is a text analysis technique. And if you want to talk about what you know about word to vec, we'd love to hear from you on that. Okay, other thing was, as I mentioned at the outset yesterday, we've got all skill levels, and I think a lot of the people who are newer to coding were frustrated that we didn't individually apply the skills we learned yesterday morning, and people asked for more time to practice the skills, essentially. People also asked for all but one person is really liking the group projects, so I think what we're doing is working. There were two things though. A few people asked if we could allow you to choose your own groups. So today the group exercise is going to do that, and the group exercise is going to be working through one of the skills we discussed this morning with one of many different text data sets that you can elect to join a team on. So we're trying to satisfy multiple requests at once via the group exercise. I'm missing something else. What else am I missing?
The bios.
Bios. So we would like to eventually describe you on the website, if you're okay with that. And the reason is we need to show our funders what a great group of people we've assembled and what great work you all are doing. We'd also like to invite the funders to come to see your presentations next week. We don't know if they're going to come yet, but you know, if you would just be on the lookout for an email that asks for a short bio. I think we might try to do that over the next few days.
Similar to the bios that we have for us and the speakers, we'd like to put up bios for you.
I think that's it. We've got a ton of material to get through this morning. We're going to keep our breakneck pace, and we're going to keep putting most of the code on the website and ask that you focus on the big picture of the techniques rather than the code itself. Brandon and I together, I think Brandon's going to talk about topic models this morning, and I'm going to talk about some new network-based text analysis methods. And I think together we're going to cover like 15 methods. So try to focus on the big picture. We're going to point you where you need to go in the code to learn how to do it, and we'll try to cover all the basics. But I think that means that this morning is going to be a little less interactive than yesterday was in terms of sharing our experiences. But you know, if there's any confusion, as always, please feel to interrupt and join in. But maybe save comments like, I know a better way to do this until lunch or on Slack or something like that. Okay, so the first, we're gonna try to get through the history of quantitative text analysis, strengths and weaknesses of quantitative text analysis, and some basic text analysis skills, all by and dictionary-based text analysis by 10 a.m. Then we're going to take a short break. We're going to hear from Brandon Stewart, who's the speaker tonight, on both latent Dirichlet allocation and then also structural topic modeling, which is a technique that he's developed, which is really nice, and he's going to talk about some possible extensions of that as well. Then I'm going to talk about this new network-based text analysis technique I've developed called n-gram networks, and we'll do lunch. I think we're going to push that 12 o'clock again back to 12:30 based on our late start time and all the stuff we have to get through. The group exercise I just described. We are not going to do group presentations today. I think having to do the presentation didn't let you work through stuff very, very far, and I think it might be nice to skip that for a day and let you really kind of get into the weeds with the code a little bit if you so choose. Brandon's talk tonight from 4 to 5:30 is causal inference with text data. That's going to be really cool. He's going to talk about some new work he's doing with the political scientist Justin Grimmer. Okay.